everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Moving On Up with the Monvilles, and today is just an eat with me. I'm about to have lunch. My kids had already ate, but I didn't eat anything when we stopped by at the house, and I had a couple of dollars on me, so I decided to pick a couple of things off of the dollar menu at Taco Bell. So I'm gonna show you guys what I got. I got a bag. Get the, and this, I absolutely love this. It's the shredded chicken mini quesadilla. It has like some spicy sauce in there, which I absolutely love. And here it goes. And they made that nice. Okay, I have that. And I also got the little triple layer nachos, which used to be something that I used to get all the time. And they put enough beans in there. And I got more mild sauce so I can add it to the mix there. And I got a cup of water. I've been trying to drink a lot more water lately. My face has been breaking out really bad when it comes to that time of the month. So I just try to stay hydrated as much as possible, especially with the whole, you know, hormones being off balance and everything. And I got mild sauce. Eddie likes fire, but I do the mild. It just goes with the nachos very well. My kids were being bullied at the school from our old neighborhood where we had moved to. As you guys know, I started off YouTubing in my apartment in Florida. Before we moved to that apartment, my kids were going to the elementary school that was in the boundary for where we were living at before, with the house that we were at. And our time came to leave. So when we left, we found an apartment that was maybe, I would say, no more than 15 minutes away. Less than that, 10 to 15 minutes away. And it was definitely like a change for me, because I grew up in our neighborhood for 20 plus years, and I've experienced bullying and things like that, and teachers not caring, but not to the extent that my twins were experiencing. It got to the point where, well, it started off with a kid breaking Vivian's pencils. She had these really, really pretty pencils that my mom had got for her. Like, even the wood part was a color, you know? And it was really nice. But this one little boy, every time, turn around, she said she'd be doing her work, the boy would take the pencil out of her hand, break it, and throw it on the floor. And all the teachers would do is tell her to throw it away. I'll give you one. But that's not the point. They never did anything about that. So what I did was, I started to send her to school with pencils, regular pencils, number 2, and I told her she can use the pretty ones at home. He was still breaking them. Everything was fine with Aiden until I said, you know what? I spoke with the aftercare, and these were kids that was coming from their school. So I didn't know what was going on at school. Teachers told me everything was fine, and the daycare wasn't communicating with me. My children were. She'll come home upset. I ask her where your pencil is, because even though I have a whole bunch of pencils at home, I still want them to be responsible. Take your pencil out your backpack, put it back in your backpack. That's your pencil. Until you use it down, then you'll get another one. So every day she's coming home telling me, every day she's coming home telling me, so-and-so broke my pencil. I couldn't do my work. I said, okay. Then I stopped sending pencils, period. I told the teacher what was going on, and they're like, okay, we know that boy. That boy actually go to the school. It's like, okay. Then I told the aftercare program. They're like, okay, we'll make sure she has a pencil to use. Nip that in the bud real quick. I mean, it was happening for like a week and a half straight. I couldn't go any longer. So, sorry guys. So, I'm gonna say maybe like a week later, the aftercare program is asking me to sign an incident report. Like, what's going on? Supposedly, somebody else's child was dragging my daughter across the playground, dragging her by her arm. My daughter said he wanted her to go down the slide. She didn't want to go down the slide, so she just tried to go the opposite way. Because I tell my kids, don't get physical. Don't put your hands on nobody else's child. You don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. So she just tried to walk away. She said the boy did not touch her up until she walked away. She was walking across the playground, and he pulled her and he literally dragged her. Mind you, Vivian has had a fractured elbow before. She had like a hairline fracture in her elbow, and it was the same arm that he was grabbing. So I signed the paper, and I was like, so what are you guys gonna do? Oh, we talked to the parent. I'm like, okay, we'll see. Because we signed a form talking about 0 tolerance for bullying, for bad behavior, and whatnot. So I'm wondering, what are you guys really doing other than talking to the other parent who actually, who actually has this child at home who's causing trouble? So that happened. One day, another day I come, oh mom, you need to sign this. Another incident report. Some boy took a book and slapped it across Aiden's face. Smack dead in his face. And then that same day, so that means I had to sign 2. I had to sign 2 incident reports. Then that same day, another girl pushed my daughter and wouldn't stop stepping on her feet. And the only reason why that they ended up writing a report is because one of the staff members saw her stepping on Vivian's feet, like constantly stepping on her feet on purpose, literally walking up to her, whether she's sitting or standing, and literally like stomping on her feet. But my daughter told me about that before, because I'm wondering why her shoes are coming home dirty, like, I mean filthy, like so dirty. And Vivian takes care of her stuff very well. So that happened. So I said, no, we gotta do something. At that point, as you guys know, I ended up getting into the Lyft Express Drive program. So I got a car. I said, you know what? I'm gonna send them back to their old school. Wasted no time. I transferred them immediately. I didn't even tell the other school. Literally, they found out because the other school calling them for a transfer. I was like, you know what? I'm not dealing with it. Because I found out that the kids weren't as bad at school. The kids that were at the aftercare program, it wasn't as bad in school. So they were carrying whatever little frustration that they had over to the daycare, and they were taking it out. And my twins weren't the only ones. I'm seeing parents walking in there talking about, oh, what's going on? Why is this happening again? And I had a talk with the aftercare program. I said, listen, I'm going to transfer the kids. Their school ends an hour later. I will be still picking them up at the same time every day. So hopefully this will diffuse any frustration with my kids that these other children are having. So just to find out that one of them kids go to my kids' school, old school, and one of them was in my son's class. But how about this? It's a kicker. How about this? He never bothered Aiden, but he always bothered Vivian. I mean, bothering her. Not getting physical or anything, but bothering her, where she did not even, she asked me if I can start picking her up from school. Or can Mama pick her up from school? Or can she just stay at the ASP after school program? So guess what I did? Took them out of that aftercare program and I put them in ASP. Done deal. That was it. That was it. But my kids were changing. They were changing into people that I know wasn't them. They started to get physical with each other. Vivian started yelling a lot. I mean, like yelling, like unnecessarily, like trying to tell Aiden and Valentina what to do. When I knew before, all she would have done was just ask, like politely. She would have asked. So I said, I'm gonna give the kids one more year. But we ended up moving up here. So I said, okay, my kids are fine. The school that they go to, where their cousins go at, they love it there. So I figure, okay, let's see if my kids love it there. I don't think bullying is a problem there right now. I'm not getting any reports. When I ask the teachers if everything is fine, they're telling me everything is okay. So I don't know what to believe, because I know that children don't tell parents everything. But I do assure my children that they can come to me about anything, no matter what it is, no matter how upset they'll think I'll be, or at them or at the other person, whatever, that they know they can come to me. I had a conference with the teacher. We're both teachers. And Aiden is not reading at the computer table. Vivian is playing with her hair. Even without the weave, y'all. She's playing with her hair. Not completing their work. But they're a pleasure to have in class. For a teacher, I know that's frustrating. You have to insert grades and there's no grades there to put in. So, I'm wondering, are they doing the whole, I gotta tell the parent one positive thing? Or are my kids really a pleasure? Because my kids are not bad kids. They're very smart. They're a pleasure to have around. I really love having them around. We have fun all the time. We have our moments. You know, they're different people. I'm a different type of person. You know, we have different personality types. And I know how it can be having 18, 20 children in a class. And you only have a certain amount of time to teach them a certain subject. Excuse me, a certain subject. So I wonder, are they telling me the truth or what it is? Then Aiden's teacher says Aiden doesn't speak in class. Not that he just don't read at the computer, because it's supposed to record his voice, that you're supposed to listen back to it and then grade him on it. But she also said that when they're doing their group and they're supposed to be reading, she said that he speaks really, really low. And supposedly that's the only time that she ever hears his voice. That's not my baby. Aiden is outgoing. He's loud sometimes. And he loves to read. So, I don't know what's going on over there. But clearly somebody's not telling me something. They're not being straight up with me. So I've decided since there's nothing like detrimental happening to the kids, I'm going to keep them in there. Because taking them out for homeschooling is just like transferring way too much, you know? Transferring them and then having to get them prepared. But for now, I'm going to wait until the end of the school year. Let them enjoy their summer as summer should be enjoyed. Then when the school year starts, I'll start them up. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I'm actually doing research now. I'm looking into deschooling the kids, you know, so they don't have to get that institutionalized mentality out of them. Looking to museums. I got them library cards. We were already going to the library every week, every other week to borrow books. But I figure they're getting older, they need to learn some type of responsibility. Why not get them a library card? I'm still holding on to them. But at least they'll know, okay, this is my card. They can go borrow the books and go from there. This school doesn't even have a planner. They don't have a planner. Every elementary school they went to, where I'm from, they've had a planner where the teacher can write down what they did, have them write down homework if they have homework. These teachers they just print out a little calendar and put it in there and put it in a folder. So I don't know. But those are two reasons why. The bullying and my kids' progress. Vivian asked for me to buy her chapter books because she wants to read more challenging books. Vivian don't care for pictures anymore. And she's 7. But they send her to the library, because it's a resource at the school, to go borrow books, and she comes home and she's not reading them. The way the teacher made it sound was as if it was a bad thing that she's not reading the books that they're giving her. But I told her, I said, she don't need them books. We go to the library every week, every other week, and she borrows books herself. And she reads them. She talks to me about it. So I know she's reading it because she reads it out loud, so I know she understands what she's reading. If she needs help with the word, I'll pronounce it. I'll pronounce it to her, and we'll look it up. We'll look up the meaning. Or if I know the meaning, I'll give it to her. So, are any of you guys homeschoolers? I would like to know. I started to join some groups on Facebook and actually met, started messaging another mom. We stay pretty close together. And then she's willing to meet up with me so our kids can meet. We can, you know, just have a discussion, I guess, and see what the options are. But some of these schools expect so much from our young children that it's crazy. Like, do you really remember this, or did you have to go remind yourself so you can do this lesson plan? Because some of these teachers, boy, I tell you, are ridiculous. But My kids are excited for it. I've been explaining to them what homeschooling is and what it means to be homeschooled. I let them know that they'll still have friends, and the friends that they're friends with now, I'll keep in touch with their parents, so they can still have those friends in the end, you know, in the long run when it comes to the end of the school year. I don't want them to lose that. They're very social children. They love to play. They love to learn new things. And that was my concern. Because then I asked Aiden, I was like, why are you not doing your work? He's getting distracted by other children who are actually misbehaving. He also said that he's bored. He said sometimes he'll get hungry and he'll ask the teacher if he can eat his snack that I given to him, and she'll say no. Every time I send him to school with a snack, he'll tell me, my teacher won't let me eat that, mommy. I said, okay, well, just take it just in case. If not, you can eat it when you come home. And 90% of the time, he brings it back home. So I want my kids to be able to be healthy and be happy and be ready to learn. So for me, this is something I know I can do. I'm not sure if this is something that I will do through middle school and high school, but I know right now, while my kids are in elementary school, I'm going to do my best to provide the best for them. The best education, the best environment, and give them everything that they need when it comes to their education. Because like I said, I taught them everything they needed to be prepared for kindergarten, and I know I can do it throughout their elementary years, their primary school years, whichever one you guys call it. So let me know in the comments below, are any of you guys homeschoolers or thinking about homeschooling, or what are your opinions about homeschool versus public schooling? You know, a teacher really has to have passion to teach. I thought that I had passion until I did my teacher's aid classes in college. I realized teaching isn't for me. But now I realize that teaching is for me when it comes to my kids. And I will provide them with the best education that they will ever get. Ever. Because I'm the one that knows them best. I know their strengths. I know their weaknesses. I know that if they want to learn something, I will be able to pull it up or take them somewhere to learn. I know that if they have a weakness in a specific area, that we can actually take some more time to learn it. It's not our hour's up, we got to move on to the next thing. Because that's how the system works when it comes to these institutions, where you have a time limit. You have to teach these kids a certain curriculum at a certain time, and you got to keep it moving whether they catch on to it or not. And I don't want my kids to be like me, where I had to learn what I had to learn just to pass, and as soon as I was done, I got that A or B or maybe even a C on that test. It was poof, gone. I have test anxiety. I've been trying to find a way to deal with that, because I really believe that Aiden has it. I really do believe that Aiden does. I'm not sure about Vivian, but even when I ask Aiden to do certain things when it comes to like math or spelling, I mean, like, his leg shakes really bad. he'll be like, whew, whew. And for a child, I know he's not faking it. I know he's not faking it. And for me, that's not even my reaction when it comes to me taking tests. I mean, with me, my hands get so sweaty, like I can barely hold the pen or pencil. And my mind goes blank. And knowing that my child knows these things, it hurts me. And it breaks my heart to see that a place that is all about testing is going to test my child, and he just might fail. He just might fail and have to repeat a grade he doesn't deserve to be repeating. Like, he deserves to move on, because I know that my child is able to do the work. So we'll see. We'll see. If you like this video, please like this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, why didn't you subscribe yet? Subscribe, guys. And more content to come. Right now, I am, like I said, I have my little lunch. And I'm going to go ahead and get the kids from school they get out in about 20 minutes. So I'm down the street, and I'm going to go ahead and head over to our place so we can get them out of school and get homework done and get them fed and get them in bed so I can go to work tonight. Peace, guys. Until next time.